will you please welcome to the stage Slimming World's founder and chair, Margaret Miles-Bramwell, OBE.
Well, I don't know about you, but I thought we'd be further along by now and that we could all be together again. Well, we are together in this new way, but I know what a fabulously touchy-feely lot we can be with only the slightest encouragement. And I love that about Slimming World. We can't be together in person this year, but what we can still do is celebrate together in the true spirit of our Winter Awards ceremony. Still celebrate the awe-inspiring achievements of this year's title winners and Woman of the Year finalists. Still celebrate the dedication and passion of you, our equally awe-inspiring consultants, and still celebrate all of you who work so tirelessly behind the scenes, who our members never see, but who they most certainly feel and enjoy so many of the support systems that are such a major part of Slimming World. Your attitude of never give up and never give in just blows me away. So here I am talking to you from the stage of our theatre here in Mallorca, sadly closed like so many others around the world, and I'm imagining you watching, maybe with friends and family, with great excitement, as you see and hear from our amazing title holders and our Woman of the Year 2020 finalists. So in the midst of this pandemic, COVID crisis, I'm going to say a few words to our government about another crisis we face in this country that's been going on for years, the obesity crisis. My message to you, government, isn't to stay alert or keep your distance, but my message to you is become aware. Become aware that we have the closest thing to a miracle solution to this obesity crisis right here in the UK, homegrown. We weren't made in the USA. We were made right here in the UK. I'm proud of it. Slimming World is here and Slimming World works. Let's all be clear, really clear, with the whole nation and deliver the most crystal clear, undiluted messages about real weight loss, contented weight loss, self-esteem lifting, confidence building, happy, healthy, never go hungry, sustainable weight loss, the sort that changes lives for good. Stop with the calorie counting. Stop with the meal replacements. Stop with the there's no one way that works for everyone. Yes, there is. There is a plan, a system that works for everyone. Food Optimising works for everyone because it isn't one prescriptive, rigid, unsustainable diet plan. It isn't a go hungry calorie counting plan. It is the Slimming World plan. When it comes to exercise, which we certainly need to do more of in our lives to improve our long-term health and flexibility, remember, there is no exercise that can compete with a bad diet. It's a fact. You cannot compete with what you eat. Get that eating and drinking in the right balance. Use Food Optimising for the reason it was created. And you can feel 10 feet tall as your self-esteem soars and your waistline diminishes and you enjoy adding more and more activity into your daily life. Food Optimising 100%, well, let's face it, 90% is usually close enough, but 100% means you will lose weight, guaranteed. And now we're going to meet our title winners from the competitions we've held throughout the year. This year, of course, we can't welcome them in person, so instead we've captured their stories on video. We hope you'll all be as blown away by them as we have been. Our first star became our top target consultant 2020 with an incredible loss of 11 stones. This lady is an inspiration to us all. While facing some extra challenges in her life, she's maintained her super weight loss for an amazing 8 years. From the Littlehampton and Lancing groups in West Sussex, I'd like you to meet our truly inspirational top target consultant, Natasha Bunby.
I lost my best friend when I was 15 and I turned to food for comfort after she passed away, and then over the years it became a coping mechanism. Food was something that at a time I used to say that I would turn to food if I was unhappy, but actually over the years it was if I was unhappy, if I was happy, if I was sad, to reward myself. There was an incident where I'd been in hospital for 6 weeks and my mum had taken me to the park at the side of the hospital with my 2 children, but I got stuck at the side of the slope where there was a bush and she had to get a passerby to help us, and it was devastating because my children were there watching it all unfold. And my son Dion said to me that day, "Mum, if you're going to be in a wheelchair now, how will we ever be able to go out as a family if no one can push you?" And it was his honest words that actually made me realise I needed to do something for myself. A leaflet came through the door and I joined Slimming World because I was diagnosed with secondary progressive multiple sclerosis. So for me, I wanted to lose weight to do all I could to help myself with my health. It was a new way of cooking and preparing, so I didn't have to change the foods that I like. So roasts, curries, chilies, and Slimming World has taught me how I can still enjoy all of the foods that I liked before. I love being a consultant. It's the best job I've ever had. So for me, being a consultant is a very special role because you get to see other people on their own journey. So not just as they lose the weight, it's how a person grows in confidence. The key is going to group every single week, no matter what has been key to me remaining successful. Even now, all the years down the line, so I've kept my weight off for 7 years and 5 months nearly now, and counting. But the reason that I've managed to do that is because I still go to group as a member. So for me, Top Target Consultant, it's not about me, it's about how can we really get the help out there to people like me that may have before thought that Slimming World isn't something that would work necessarily for them, because I'm living proof that it does work for everybody.
Now it's my pleasure to introduce our stunning Miss Slinky from the West Derby group in Merseyside. Amy Hodgson lost a fabulous 5 stone 3 pounds. Let's hear more about her.
With my boyfriend, we were just eating out all the time, getting takeaways all the time, and I just got too comfortable, and I didn't realise, but I was putting a lot of weight on and quick. I was having about 5 takeaways a week, and it's just not healthy. I even went to Iceland, which should have been a happy occasion, as in on holiday, and it wasn't. Just didn't want to be seen. I felt ashamed when I was there as well, like going to Blue Lagoon and having to be in like a swimsuit. I was just really uncomfortable, and after that I was thinking, oh no, this is enough's enough, and I need to draw the line somewhere. I got to the group and I was like, oh God, I've got to get weighed. And I hadn't actually weighed myself since probably about the August. So now this is in January, and I knew I'd put on a lot of weight. And when I got on the scales, I was shocked by the weight that I actually was. And I remember sitting down thinking, oh my goodness, I can't do this. I won't be able to lose that weight. And in that moment, I set myself a goal and I was like, right, I'm going to lose 5 stone. I was like, that is what I want to do, and that's what I'm going to do. And I was sitting in a group, and there was a lady, and she really inspired me, and she'd lost 10 pounds in like I think it was the first 2 weeks, because over the Christmas she'd lost 10 pounds, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I thought, yeah, this is where it should be, and this is how it's going to work for me, definitely. Everyone's just so supportive, and it was the ideas that I was getting, and they're always so encouraging, and it's a happy place to be. I cook all the time. I am like a chef in my house. So normally I would never cook. I'd normally always get a takeaway, or I'd get like really processed foods, like buying like big lasagnas, things like that. But now I make everything from scratch. I'm just more confident in myself. I'll go shopping, I'll go out with friends, I'll go to Christmas parties, things like that. It's completely changed. I'm just more myself, and everybody has noticed I am back to the way I used to be. So yeah, my confidence has grown, and I'm happier, I'm more positive about life and about my weight. Yeah.
Our next star lost a sensational 16 stones 4 pounds to become our Mr. Sleep. From the Hanworth Group in North West London, I'm thrilled to introduce our very handsome Mr. Sleep, Aaron Snares, and let's hear his story.
I was asked to be the best man at my sister's wedding, and originally I'd said yes, and I just thought about it, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't stand up in front of everyone, deliver a speech, and then obviously go and do the suit fittings. So I went into the shop, and obviously my worst fears, the suits didn't fit. It was all custom made. Took ages for the suits to come in, and yeah, it just made me feel really bad. Then obviously at the wedding, I was walking around, my nan saw that I was very unhappy. She took me aside and she basically said to me, look, I know you're not happy, you've not been happy for a while. And she was actually suffering from terminal cancer at the time. She said, I know you want to do this, so only you can do it for yourself. And that was the actual main reason why I wanted to join Slimming World. It was about 2-3 months after that I actually joined Slimming World, and while she was in the hospice, she managed to see about a month or two of my journey. And I went into the hospice with my 1 stone award. Yeah, you can see she was very happy with it, like really, really proud of me. The group to me is very key. Like I would say, I've only ever missed group once, and I really struggled, I think, that week when I did miss it. They just provide you with so much support, encouragement, and it's just like a second family to you. I'd never in a million years would I have thought that I'd ever go skiing. So, as I say, I'm scared of heights, so actually going to the top of the slope, very scary, and then learning the new skills along the way, and then just little slides in and out. I've never really been a massive fan of cooking, but my family are all like chefs, so they've all sort of forced it on me. But since Slimming World, I've actually gained a hobby in cooking as well. I actually had like low confidence. I could never actually go up and speak to a lady or anything like that. But now, since I've actually lost all the weight, my confidence has grown. I've managed to find myself a lovely girlfriend. We plan to settle down, get a house together, have family in the future, maybe marriage one day. And yeah, and then obviously happy ever after. I never would have thought that I would have had in the past. So yeah.
Next, I'd like to introduce you to the winner of this year's Greatest Loser competition held in April. Phil Keyes from the Bangor Group in County Down lost an inspirational 22 stone 1 pound. Let's hear more about Phil's journey.
My life quality was so poor because I couldn't go anywhere. My knee was so bad I couldn't walk at any distance. I couldn't drive. I struggled to get behind, even into the passenger seat of cars. It was just a struggle from first thing in the morning to last thing at night. I had problems sleeping, so I was always tired, I was always drained, had no energy. My weight just impacted every single thing I did. If anybody tried to talk to me about my weight, I immediately shut down. I always felt that I would be judged, but what surprised me was just how supportive everybody in the group was, because everybody in that circle they're there for the same reason. They're there to feel better about themselves and to become a better version of themselves. These new opportunities, this freedom that I have physically to go out and live my life, it felt like I was a child again, you know, just that enjoyment coursing through it meant so much to me. It really did, after 30 years of hiding myself away. Food optimizing is now it's the essential part of the plan. You can eat what you want and you shouldn't ever feel hungry, which is the problem I'd always had with any diet. So I never felt deprived. I didn't have to live like a hermit. I could still have my social life. I just felt that this is a plan that I could stick to. The confidence that Slimming World gave me to allow me to open up and allow me to think positively. I mean, I've met my partner, Nicole, very, very quickly. We just found that we were inseparable. To have someone to share your life with, which is something I'd sort of walled myself off from. I'm just excited and positive about my future and what it can bring, and I'm thankful very much to Slimming World for allowing me the opportunity to do that. The first step is being willing to change, and from one small change you can find yourself like having transformed your life the way I have. And whether you've 2 stone to lose or 22 stone, You just want the better version of yourself, and I think that's something that anyone in Slimming World can relate to.
And now to our 2020 Man of the Year from the Cumbran Group in Gwent. Jason Dury has lost just over 12.5 stone, and he's looking amazing. This is what he had to say.
I was struggling with just everyday tasks. Walking upstairs at home, I would get out of breath, and my knees were always sore, lower back pain. Being a lorry driver, I'd struggle to get up onto the back of trailers, very often having to ask forklift drivers to lift me up, which was always incredibly embarrassing. I started to get migraine headaches, having never suffered with any type of headache before. Went to my doctor, and it was my blood pressure causing them. It was through the roof. I was heading for possibly a heart attack or a stroke, or the worst case scenario, a combination of the two. I took the warning seriously, and it was the following Saturday I walked into my local swimming world group and never looked back. What caught my attention more than anything was a strapline that said, "You never need to feel hungry." I've never felt hungry throughout at all. It was just incredible. I don't get any joint pain. I don't get out of breath anymore, and my job is easier. It's just made everything easier. People in work have noticed the difference, because I'm just much more agile. I can be up and down all day, and I just don't have an issue with it at all. And I don't need to be lifted up by a forklift. So it's been nice to be recognised with the Man of the Year award. Coming on the photo shoot for the day isn't something that I ever would imagine that I would be doing. I felt so self-conscious about the way I looked. Because I don't feel self-conscious anymore, it gives me positive thoughts. And it's been a fantastic experience. It's just a dream come true. My consultant Claire has just been incredible throughout from my very first day. I don't really think of Claire so much now as consultant member, but as a very close personal friend. Really, really looking forward to the future now. And the world seems a much bigger place than the little world that I was living in before. If I hadn't joined Slimming World, the chances are I could very well possibly be dead by now. It's turned my life just around completely, and I have Slimming World to thank for it.
Our next title goes to our Diamond Member of the Year 2020. Diamond members have reached that dream weight they longed for and have stayed there for at least a year. And this year's winner hasn't just held on to her target for 1 year, but for 16 years. Karen Tucker from the New Waltham Group in Lincolnshire joined us in 2003 and went on to lose close to 4 stone, or 3 stone 12 pounds to be precise. So let's hear about her diamond journey.
I had 3 boys, 3 in 3 years, and I never lost my weight, and it just kept going on and on. I was thinking, I really need to do something. Like I say, going upstairs was even hard work, and I was just getting out of breath. I was just like, God, you're still young, this is silly. So I had a 40th birthday party, and I had to buy size 18 clothes. I was horrified, and I just thought, you've got to do something. Walking through those doors on my own, I was petrified. But you walked in, and she was a new consultant. She was so welcoming, and it was lovely. The best thing I did. Everybody's there for the same thing, so you don't have to shy away from anything. You can just talk about everything and anything, and somebody's always there to help you. Always. You can just eat anything. Can eat what you want really with Slimming World. There's no restrictions really. It's just everyday food, and just keep in with your sins or whatever. But there's just so much choice. 4 stone heavier. It was just such hard work, and I just got fitter and fitter. And then over the last sort of few years, I've started walking. I've done a 5k. I've even done a 10k. And staying to group. Staying to group is the best advice I could give anybody. Keep me motivated. If I can motivate anybody else, and a lot of the girls at the group who would make friends, and I inspire them. So if I'm inspiring one person, that's worth it for me. Because if I can do it, anybody can do it.
That's all of our title winners, and they really are just out of this world. And now, our Woman of the Year 2020. It's my privilege and honour to announce that Slimming World's Woman of the Year 2020 is from the Clacton-on-Sea Group in Essex, Jenny Irons. Let's hear the reaction from our gorgeous winner and her consultant, Carol.
I was going through like a bit of a rough marriage, then started going through divorce. I didn't really have any friends because they were mostly his friends. The depression started kicking in and I started comfort eating, trying to make myself feel better. I used to go do food shopping at 10 o'clock at night or at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, so no one would see me. It is a lonely place when you are at your biggest, and I just thought, at the end of the day, what's the point of living? I don't recognise myself. I really don't. I sometimes look in the mirror and I just stare at myself thinking, where's it all gone? It's happened so quickly. I've done it really healthily, eating healthily, exercise, and it's just dropped off. Being slim, you do get that buzz. I'm walking taller, I'm looking people in the eye now, and I'm seeing a whole different world out there. I just wish I'd done it ages ago. Body magic, just doing a little bit of exercise each day to have that energy boost. It's a great feeling and I love it. I could keep going. I call myself the new Forrest Gump because I just keep walking. Carol, my consultant, she was absolutely brilliant. She's mad as anything. I mean, she will agree with that, you know, but she genuinely cares. And that's what really, really helps. I couldn't ask for a better consultant, really.
There's no word that can describe how you feel when you see someone coming out of a very dark place and you can just see them blossoming and people are coming in and they go, well, if she can do it, I can do it.
You can't give up. No one should ever give up. You know, you have to keep going, and it worked. It's worked for me. I'm still smiling.